Hi, it's Brandi, and welcome to another episode of Brand New Bold. I really just wanted to take a few minutes before I get into the episode today to kind of just share some of the thoughts I've been having in regards to the police brutality and racial injustice that we have seen globally, especially in the most recent weeks. I am truly still really hurting for the families of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd, among many others who have been taken from us by the hands of police. And it's been very difficult. I've had some people ask me, how I'm doing, and it's been a hard question to answer because how can any of us be doing well during this time? It's so crazy on top of coronavirus that we're faced with this on a daily basis, even before coronavirus, honestly. But some days I feel energized by the movement, and some days I feel really depleted and defeated, and that's hard to balance. But in light of everything that has gone on, it has been really amazing to see so many people getting involved with the movement. And I've actually been just trying to figure out how exactly I want to take action. I know I want to do something that's long lasting, but I don't know what that looks like yet. And that's okay, like every method of action is not always going to be for you. But as long as you know that you want to take action and you want to make a difference, then that's fine. Take the time that you need to figure out something that's going to make a lasting impact. And that's what I'm personally doing myself. But before I get into the episode, I just wanted to acknowledge that this is a really large conversation that needs to be had, and I look forward to delving into that deeper with you guys. So just stay tuned for some more content regarding this topic. But if you are looking for a bit of a mental break from all of the heaviness right now, feel free to listen to the rest of this episode because I chat with Kris Lee about creating the life you want. That's kind of what it seems like we're all trying to do right now, right? Is create the life that we want to see ourselves as well as for generations to come. And she does that through manifestation, and she explains how she did that through water. So check it out. I hope you guys enjoy it and be well. All right. Bye, guys. So excited to see your face. Hi. Hey. Kris is an all-around amazing human. She is peace in human form. I absolutely love her energy. She is just such a light, and that's so needed right now. So thank you so much for talking with me today. How are you?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm great today.
So who is Kris? Let us know.
So Kris is a free-spirited, loving, light, freedom seeker, total dream chaser. I just love I love love, straight up. I love freedom. I love just to be literally, that is just me. I literally just live for living in the moment and chasing your dreams and what fuels you, what brings you passion. I just love connecting with people and really just giving them love, sharing all this love that I hold inside of me. So that is totally me, just this little Gemini, social butterfly, freedom seeker, lover.
Absolutely. And so actually I want to delve into that a little bit further. So in your Instagram bio, you wrote, and I quote, "Divine feminine astrological goddess teaching dream seekers how to manifest abundance, love, in their dream life by learning how to master energy." What does that mean? Can you break it down for me and the listeners?
Yes. So what I teach people is how to align their mindset and their energy, their emotions and their feelings, to line up to receiving what they want in life. A lot of the times we don't realize that we are consciously always co-creating our life. And most times we're just doing it unconsciously. So I teach people how to consciously realize the thoughts that they're thinking, because everything that we think in turn reflects into our reality, because our brain is a transmitter. And so everything that we are putting out is what we're getting back. And so, yeah, I teach people basically how to consciously control their thoughts and their emotions in order to actively bring in any experience or person or like item that they want.
Okay. I truly love that, because one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show today is because, that way of thinking that you can manifest the life you want is so bold. I do think that, like you said, we have more power to manifest the things that we want than we think. So can you kind of talk to the listeners, like, what does that look like? So you kind of gave like a general explanation, but like, what are you telling people, like the actions that they can do, like if they want to first get started to manifest?
That's great. I love those questions. So what I tell people is, first, I really advise for people to listen to this podcast and watch this book. The podcast is Your Wish is Your Command by Kevin Trudeau, and it's on YouTube for free. And then the book is Asking It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. This book and this podcast teach you how your brain is like a transmitter, and it's constantly putting out a vibration, and that's whatever you're thinking. So like we're literally, even when we're sleeping, we're consciously putting out a vibration. And so if you're able to consciously like put out thoughts about like I want this, or I want that, or I want to feel this, or I want to live like this, or I want to have this experience, the more you like consciously put that out and repeatedly put that out, the stronger it gains like momentum. It's kind of like two magnets, and like the more you like call it into yourself with like positive thoughts, the closer it'll get. But every time you think something like negative, like, oh, I can't do this, it's like it gets further and further and further away from you. So yeah, that's why it's like, and that's why you can still manifest things even if you have a little bit of doubt, because as long as your drive and like your thoughts are strong enough to keep pulling it towards you, despite like the little bit of doubt, it'll keep coming towards you.
That's really interesting, the way you frame that with the magnets and everything, and like just the examples that you were giving.
Yeah,
I can see how passionate and like how much you actually believe in the power of manifesting.
yes.
And I feel like right now, like doing readings and reading like tarot cards and manifesting, like all that to some people is just like, it's become like much of a trend, you see
Right.
people online that say, oh, I do these services. But how do you differentiate between people who really want to help others like navigate their way through life to manifest, the things they want, versus people who are just, being phony or trying to get people's money?
Anyone that truly wants to help people, they're not in it for the money, because the money will come like naturally. So, money is just energy. So like what you put out is what you give. So it'll naturally just like come back to you. It's just how the universe works. That's even just with like anything that we do to people, like everything that we do, good or bad, comes back to us.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And
yeah,
just like speaking in terms of wanting to help people and manifesting, I can see that you personally have done that in your own life, because when I first met you, you were in a completely different career field than you are now.
Right.
And right now you really seem so much, it's so funny to think about, but you just seem so much happier, like doing what you're doing now. And so can you kind of tell me about, what you're doing with the Kangen water movement, and like, what is it? How'd you get into it? Like, what is it? Like, explain that to
everyone. Yeah, of course. And that's perfect, because that's actually something that I manifested. And like, I consciously manifested that one. Without even fully knowing how to consciously do it. Because when I listened to like that podcast and that book that I was speaking about earlier, I read all that and listened to that in like January, like February, March of this year. And so basically what Kangen water is it is a Japanese company. Well, it's a Najik. A Najik is the Japanese company that makes these Kangen water machines. And Kangen water is basically the best water in the world you can drink, like straight up. It's the best water available to us because of the maximum like hydration benefits and the water gets to this maximum hydration because of the way that the machine like restructures the water, and it basically makes the water molecules really tiny. So like, let's say, depending on which pH setting that you have it on, it can range from 5 to 6 molecules or like 1 to 2. Whereas most of the water that we're drinking now, from like bottle to tap, is like 15 to 20 molecules of water. And hypothetically speaking, let's say our cells need clusters of 4 to 5. So, that's why when we drink water, we still feel very dehydrated, and you're just drinking and drinking and drinking because your cells aren't actually like absorbing the water. And it's kind of just sitting in your body. But it's also, Kangen water is also an antioxidant, because of the way that it breaks up the molecules again. It splits the molecules into hydroxyl and molecular hydrogen, and this molecular hydrogen literally acts as a antioxidant, and it goes through our body and literally like neutralizes like the free radicals that cause disease and aging in our bodies. And so that's like one half of Kangen water, just like the health benefits to it. But I also joined this movement with Breakaway Movement, and they're affiliated with Enagic and Kangen water. And so what Breakaway is it's a training platform to help basically anybody. It's not just young people, it's primarily young people, but it's to help anyone create a life of like freedom and abundance.
And I really want to talk more about the water, because it's really crazy to think that the things that we put into our bodies like really affects everything, including our mental state.
Right.
And like, even if you eat healthy foods, it's like your body is like thanking and rewarding you for doing so. So yeah, like, what is the difference between Kangen water and, other types of waters that also say that they help replenish electrolytes and balance your pH and things like that?
Not all of it, but almost all of the water available to us is acidic, from like bottled water to tap water. And it's crazy because bottled water is actually a lot worse than tap water. Bottled water is really just bottled tap water. And what makes it worse, and what makes it worse is all the toxins from the plastic literally just seep into the water, especially like when it's really, really hot and like, they're being transported from different facilities. All that heat and the plastic is just like seeping to the water. So we're drinking that. And I feel like if you ever like left a bottle of water in the car and then come back to it and you drink it and it tastes funny, that's because of like the plastic that's seeping into the water. And so not only that though, so even a lot of waters that are branding themselves as alkaline are not truly alkaline, because what an alkaline substance is basically a substance that's able to reduce acidity in the body. And what these companies do is they add like calcium and magnesium and potassium to the water in order to make it test as alkaline. But it doesn't actually reduce acidity because they just added minerals to the water to make it, physically test a certain number. And so that's why Kangen water is so different from any other water that's available to us, because it's actually like a true alkaline water because it's made right through the machine. And because the machine basically like zaps the water, it's almost like that's how natural bodies of water become alkaline, when like lightning will strike the water. And so that's basically what the machine is doing. It's like recreating a natural alkaline water.
So yeah, like that actually brings me to my next question. What kinds of things does Kangen water help to treat or cure, if anything?
So because of the alkalinity in the water, it doesn't actually change like the pH of your body or like of your cells or your organs. It just helps your body to regulate its own pH to be at its optimal level, because our organs have different optimal pH levels. And so the water, Enagic is really adamant on not saying that it heals or treats And I've seen a lot of examples where it really does like treat your body or like conditions that people have, like skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis. I've seen a lot of examples of even like acne, of how it clears people's acne. But what it really does is that it really just helps your body to, you know, like I was saying, like rebalance its pH, and it basically helps work with your body so that your body can do the work. And so other waters are keeping our body in like an acidic state, whereas it's not operating at its like optimal level, whereas this keeping it in our body in its optimal level.
Okay. So then the $1 million question, like that I guess anyone would ask, is like, how come more people don't know about it? You know, if it's like so amazing and like it has the potential to bring our bodies back to the optimal levels, like you would think more people would be rushing to like try this water. But like me personally, like when it comes to like certain even like vitamins and supplements or like skincare products, like I'm hesitant because like I know that my body is like sensitive and things like that. So I try to just I try to do research before purchasing it. So do you think that like play a role into why people aren't that aware of it, or like what are your thoughts on it?
So I was having that same question as well when I first learned about this. I was like, you know, this is such a great water. Why don't we know about it? And then I learned that Enagic doesn't, they don't have a marketing team. So they don't pay for any sort of like advertising.
So it's all word of mouth?
Yeah, basically it's all word of mouth, no marketing. And so that's what their distributors are there for. They're there to like be the marketing team essentially for Kangen water.
Okay. And I think another thing that I kind of thought about as well is like, you know, not everyone has access to clean water. Like you can see like Flint still doesn't have clean water. So how can people get access to Kangen water if they don't live by one of the machines, or they don't know a distributor, or like maybe they don't have the money to afford it? Like, is it even affordable? Like, how does that work?
They have branches in a lot of different countries, like over 40 countries in the world. And so, and like states as well. And like they have them in most major cities. I know they have one in like Orlando, LA, New York. And so they allow you to try the water for basically for free. You just have to like buy a water bottle from them for like $10 or $20, and you can fill up for a month. And then if you don't live near like an office or, you know, a city where they have this, a lot of the times you can find a distributor online that will share the water with you, or reach out to me, and then I could help you find a distributor that's in your area so that you can try the water. Because I try to like get the water to anyone if I can.
So what's the most important takeaway you want people to leave here with today in terms of Kangen water?
Aligning yourself with energized, alive energy and foods and water is going to make your life so much easier to like live in that state and be that, you know. And so yeah, just literally aligning yourself with Kangen water will change your life in so many ways. It's not even like funny how much like your mind will start to change, and your consciousness will start to like uplift. It's pretty insane.
So what has manifesting, like learning how to go with the flow, like what have those things taught you about yourself?
They have taught me that I literally work best in life when I am able to like just flow with my life and manifest and like go with whatever's in my heart at that time. I'm not really a person of like structure and routine. It doesn't really work for me, really for anything. And I've noticed that specifically with, you know, starting a business with Kangen water, is that I'm like a more like as you go kind of thing. And like when I get inspiration versus like constant, you know, planning. Like, planning and structuring, like that's just not me. And so just like going with my flow of energy and like what I feel in that day or that week or that month. And I just learned to like listen to my preferences in my mind, because they're there for a reason and they're coming up, you know, when they're meant to for a reason.
So we're about to wrap up here in a second, but you know I had to take a dip into the little horoscope streets. You know, like you're just one of my favorite people to talk about that kind of stuff with.
Yes.
So with everything going on in the world right now, from police brutality to, you know, skyrocketing unemployment rates to COVID-19, you know, it's safe to say that the world is like in shambles, like it's falling apart.
Yes.
But have you been able to see like a shift in the energy right now when it comes to like your own spiritual practice, and like what can we learn from this right now?
I feel like I've definitely felt a shift within my own spiritual practice and my own just like general energy. All of this has really just helped me to be more aligned and to just feel more at peace, which might sound kind of crazy, but yeah, I know like that this is all happening for a reason. You know, like anyone that like really follows astrology really heavily knew that when Saturn went into Aquarius, all of this was like, all of these things that are coming to the light, that's basically, we all knew that this was coming. And so now that it's here and all this is like coming out and, you know, it's crumbling down, it's really helped me to just align even more, you know, like I was saying, with just feeling at peace and like everything is happening the way that it's meant to. I really see like the world just waking up and like really being more conscious and realizing how important like health is, and just awareness, and, you know, just being knowledgeable about what's going on in our society and all the energies. I really see people trying to like tune in and tap into what's happening.
Yeah, I love that. Well, that is it, you guys. Kris, I have so enjoyed our conversation per usual.
Me too.
So where
you.
Of course, where can people learn more about Cog and Water and like follow along with you personally? Do you want to share like social handles or anything?
Yeah, just so I'm really active about it on Instagram. That's the best place to reach me at. And my Instagram is Infinite Euphoria. And the E between Infinite and Euphoria share just one E. So not two E's.
Okay, I'll be sure to put that in the notes to you guys. But, you know, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kris.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Awesome. I know. I love talking with you. Sending you so much love, you guys. So much
love. So much love.
Yes, love. And a sprinkle of bold. Until next time. Bye, guys.